So we are back out doing some more Halloween hunting stuff. We being me and the camera. I decided to go to an area that's kind of a little further away from my house to try to see if there's some stuff that just isn't, super local to me. So I'm at a Best Buy. I know there's supposed to be some like 4K steelbooks that came out of some classic horror movies. Maybe there's some other stuff, so gonna go check it out. Okay, zero sign of those steelbooks in there, which is a bummer, but completely non-horror related. I did get the Ultraman Ginga set from Mill Creek. They're doing all the Ultraman, old and new. So this is in like the newer stuff. So I'm excited to check this out. And then they had Hellfest for like $4. So I figured I would revisit that one. I remember kind of liking it, but being disappointed it wasn't more theme park based or haunted house based. So I don't know, maybe I'll enjoy it more a second watch. All right, so after that lackluster showing at Best Buy, I'm here at Party City. Don't really expect to find anything too new, but you never know, so let's go take a look. Okay, so nothing worth picking up for me at Party City. They do have some decent stuff. There were a couple masks that I was interested in, but just didn't want to pull the trigger on just yet. I am thinking I'm going to try to get some of the Purge masks this year. I picked up one a few weeks back. I think it's one of them from Anarchy, if I remember right. I don't know, there's just a lot of them. So it's just a little, I don't know, I don't want to jump right in. I did learn from the Trick or Treat Studios fan group on Facebook that you really don't want to buy them at Spirit, because Spirit demands they have a hang card on them. So there's like 2 holes punched in the top of the mask to allow that hang card to be there. And Party City just has them in like a bag with the hang card. So there's no extra holes in the mask. So if you want the mask to look as good as possible, I guess you don't want to buy it from Spirit. I think Spirit's the only place that sells them like that, from my understanding. I mean, the prices they have on them aren't bad. It's just, like I said, there's a lot of them. And there's a couple other ones. There was I've kind of been like tempted, and I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but I kind of want to make like some kind of like jack-o'-lantern headed scarecrow, kind of like the things that were at Universal when I went there. And they had a couple things that I thought were potential candidates for the head. There was like a rotting pumpkin mask and just like a rotting pumpkin decor piece that had like a light up feature with it. Both I think would serve the purpose. The mask was kind of cut at a funny angle, so I don't know what that would be like if I tried to put it on like a mannequin head or anything like that. But yeah, so I'm not really sure how either I would attach to whatever I'm going to try to build, but that's why I didn't really pull the trigger on anything. I may end up just getting a cheap carvable foam pumpkin and doing it that way, because that, I know how that works. It's a easy enough thing to do. The only thing with these is they had that kind of cool rotting texture to them that would have been neat to add, but maybe I'll do something to a foam pumpkin to give it that look. They also did have a good amount of Tots stuff. They had that Part 4 Freddy mask that I keep seeing everywhere, and I feel like I'm just going to end up buying it because I keep seeing it everywhere. I think the only weapon of Tots I saw was the Lucille bat. I don't think I saw any other Tots Trick or Treat Studios weapons. Obviously all those Purge ones were Trick or Treat Studios. They had a fair selection of Myers masks, and they had the Chucky mask. Yeah, that's probably the worst Party City in the area. They're usually the one around here that gets stuff first in the year, but they never really seem to get a lot. And then it's just, the hallways were very cramped, so I didn't want to go wandering through them too much just for fear of being close to people. But yeah, so I'm off now to a part that has a Target in it. It has a lot of different shops, but I'm gonna hit Target, probably not for Halloween stuff, so probably won't vlog in there. And then there's also a Spirit Halloween out there that I haven't been to in a little bit. Also the first Spirit Halloween to open in the area. So like everything opens up on this side of town first, and then kind of migrates across Jacksonville, it seems. So this isn't even technically Jacksonville right here anyway, so yeah, I don't know. We shall see how this goes. I feel like this year, every time I go into Spirit, I'm very close to buying something, but then like never actually do. They actually had that Purge Abraham Lincoln mask in a bag instead of with the hang tag, so that was tempting. And the burlap farm animal masks they have, they're just like original masks or whatever, but like, to me they're really appealing looking. I'd seen the cow previously, and that one was kind of cool, and then this time they had the pig, and I thought the pig was really neat looking. It's a little expensive, So that's a big reason why I didn't grab it today, although I do think I have a 20% off coupon. Yeah, I don't know, I dig the look of it. Their animatronics section was pretty loaded up too, looks really good. I don't know, I love Spirit Halloween just for the fact that it kind of is like a mini haunted house sometimes. Seeing Spirit Halloween kind of gives me the hope that Halloween is still happening. Party City, Party City's around all year, and yeah, they have Halloween stuff up on the shelves, but to me it's a lot like Target or Walmart getting Halloween stuff in. But, Spirit being a pop-up store, it kind of, I don't know, it's nice to me to be able to go in there and experience that. Alright, as I was heading out of the area, I stopped at the mall real quick. Did not stay long in FYE because, nobody in there was wearing a mask, and it was very crowded, so, yeah, fuck that. And then there's a big old Spirit Halloween that's in here. I kind of forgot was in here because it's one of the most recent ones to open. But, I figured since I saw stuff I wanted at the other one but wasn't ready to pull the trigger on anything, it wasn't really worth going back to this one just yet. I'll probably be out this way at least one more time this month, I'm sure. And then I stopped in Books A Million just to see, because sometimes they have some NECA stuff that other stores don't, and some Marvel Legends stuff that other stores don't, which honestly is kind of a big part on my hunting list today, despite this being a Halloween hunting vlog. I'm really looking for that Storm Warpath set and that Pyro Rogue. I know the Storm set is a Target exclusive. But yeah, I figured I'd check out Books A Million. I'm also looking for the Creepshow figure. They did not have that. So now I'm going to head to another Target to look for more Legends stuff. And I think now I may go check the other Books A Million in the area because, I don't know, this one was promising. It's like it had everything but what I wanted. So I'm kind of hoping maybe the other one might have a little more. And they did have these like blind bag Godzilla things. I bought a couple from Wave 1. Now they have Wave 2 out. And I like the character selection of Wave 2. So I think Wave 1 was more like Showa era, and this is more Heisei stuff. So I guess it kind of makes sense. But yeah, I mean, so far this hasn't exactly been the best showing in terms of hunting for stuff, or at least finding stuff. I feel like the hunting is interesting, but the finding is lacking. But it's not a horrible thing. It helps my wallet a little bit. Okay, so no luck at the other Books A Million, but I did pick up a few packs of these Godzilla Blind Bag Series 2s. So I figured I might as well open them. They're not really horror, but they're monsters, right? First up, I guess that's supposed to be Godzilla. It's a really goofy looking Godzilla, but yeah, he's got his little fangs sticking out there. Next up, okay, I guess it's a matching one, Burning Godzilla. Mogura, kind of cool. Not ones I was like super wanting. I wanted more of the other like villain monsters, but hey, you know what? Can't complain too much. These are kind of neat. So I forgot to record anything to give context to these next few clips, but I decided to head to the Jacksonville Zoo to check out the Halloween decorations they're putting up. Every year they do what they call Spooktacular, which is basically their thing with haunted houses and everything. It's mostly family friendly, but I really love the decorations they put out ahead of time throughout the entire park, so I wanted to go check them out. I tried to film some spookier animals, if that even exists, some vultures, or a bunch of bats where the footage came out terrible because they were either behind mesh or in very, very dark caves for obvious reasons. I do like that their vulture enclosure has like fake dead animals in it year round. But then on the main path they have these kind of big, I don't know if you want to call them signs, but these art pieces depicting various spooky things. They're pretty generic, but they are kind of cool. And then they have these pumpkins, which they've had in the past years. They kind of look almost like a paper mache to me, but I feel like they must be something a little more durable than that to sit outside for a month on end. And in previous years, they'd had some kind of small and medium-sized ones, which is kind of what you're seeing here. But I don't remember them doing these big stack-ups in previous years. I could be wrong, but they had some like 3 or 4 high, stacked one on top of the other. And then they had some larger-sized ones mixed in throughout that were really impressive. And some like green pumpkins and different colored pumpkins. instead of just the straight up orange ones. And all of them seem to be unique, which is really cool. It's just a huge variety of different pumpkins as you go through. And then this one here is definitely the best of the bunch. I never got very close to it, but it looked very, very large. And its position here right above this little pond, letting you see its reflection in the water, I thought was just very sinister looking. Back here is the first area where you could really see, or at least I captured one of their setups for a haunted house. It's supposed to be like evil, toxic plant themes. You can kind of see some stuff related to that. And we're going to see the other side of that in a minute. But this is a little further back in the park, and there's a bunch of like danger keep out signs in throughout all the plants. And then you head off on this little side path that I think is normally like a butterfly garden. And they have a little makeshift cemetery here around the edge of the river. And I assume this is going to be one of the scare zones or whatever you want to call it. Because back here they have these, I guess they call them moss men. So they're just humanoid shapes made out of moss, kind of hidden in amongst the bushes. In the daylight, these are actually kind of creepy in person. So I can imagine at night, if you get some good lighting on these, they could be really cool. And I would guess they're probably going to have people dressed up in similar costumes jumping out at you or something like that. So I think this could end up being a really cool little scare area. And there's a little glimpse here of a little further theming where they kind of built out this shack and put a bathtub out there for some reason. They have the Moss Man. As you can kind of see below the bridge here, there's like an arm with like cut off fingers and stuff. So they definitely are going to be theming this area out significantly. And then as you come across the back here, there's a gigantic moss man at the end of this ramp, so I'm curious to see what they're going to be doing with that. There's a few more animals I threw in here, so here's a tiger, obviously. And then my favorite animal in the whole zoo, the Komodo dragon. It was nice to see this guy out, because sometimes he's inside. And here's the opposite side of that plant. It's kind of in a roundabout, and the social distancing setup they have makes you kind of see it one half at a time as you go through, unless you just immediately turn around. But you can see they have this cage here with the big like Venus flytrap monster coming out. And I assume the whole path is going to go through this whole area, so I'm curious to see what that ends up being like. And then over in their South American section, they kind of have some like Dia de los Muertos style decorations. That was really most of what I saw in here that I caught on film. In the back corner there was a little bit of like coffins or something, but they were covered by a tarp and I really couldn't get a good shot of them. I'm under the impression they're keeping everything outside this year, but there's this little indoor section with some reptiles and things that in the past they've used as a haunt. And here's another little bit in the super dark cave with the bats that you can't actually see on camera. Then they have the ape area, which has these cool tunnels that go overhead. And they kind of had some cool little crude looking ghost cutouts throughout. I know in the past, in the old ape area, before they renovated it, they did a Nightmare Before Christmas style zone. And I'm kind of wondering if these might be part of that or remnants of that. I can't really remember. And the apes were pretty up close to the glass this day. And I kind of tried to limit my time looking at them because I was wearing a mask that has the face of Fluffy from Creepshow on it, basically just its mouth. And I was kind of just wondering if that might trigger the apes or something, like kind of be seen as an aggressive look without them realizing it. I don't know. Maybe I'm being overly sensitive about that, but I didn't want to hang out too long and risk freaking out one of the animals unnecessarily, so I kind of moved quickly. But throughout the rest of this path, they do have more of these ghost cutouts. There's not really a lot of room back here, I don't think, for them to put other scare items, so I don't know if this is going to be part of any of their scare zones or not. I'm kind of guessing not, but the ghosts were kind of a cool add-on to the area. And then back in the Florida section, this was all kind of tarped off too, but they had some giant spiders that I've seen them do in the past. And these are the least scary animals I have on this whole thing, but manatees right up close to the glass in their little rehab area was kind of cool to see. And just ended off here with a couple predators. So we got a coyote, or a couple coyotes here. And a couple lions. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go back when they actually open up the haunted houses. Like I said, it is pretty family friendly, and the zoo has been more and more packed every time I've gone lately, so I've been trying to only go when it's super early in the morning and I don't think there's going to be a lot of crowds. So this may be my only real experience with their Halloween stuff this year, but it did look pretty darn cool. Alright, another not quite horror unboxing here. You can barely even see this in the wrapping. This is the X-Plus DefoReal King Caesar. So basically, they've been doing a lot of these are like deformed caricature style Godzilla characters. Wow, he's still in a bag, so you can't see him even still. But basically, they've been doing a bunch of different movies, like kind of series it seems. Like they did a Godzilla 2000 set earlier in the year, and right now they're kind of doing a lot of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, or like 3 of them. And that is one of the first Godzilla movies I ever saw. And it's still one of my favorites to this day. So feels like if I was going to get any of these, this would be a good one to get on. There he is. This is the first one of these I've ever picked up, but I do have another one on pre-order. Looks really good. They've got the nice shiny eyes on him. Sculpt is really nice. I mean, obviously it's not like, you know, it's proportioned weird because it's supposed to be this little like cutesy looking thing, but they capture a lot of the great details of the character, so I'm not complaining one bit. Cool. Yeah, they kind of match here because this tattoo was based off of the, I think the X-Plus, like 25 centimeter King Caesar. I never actually owned that, so now I kind of have the companion piece to go with it, as cheesy as that is. Of all the stuff I'm unboxing this month, I think I've been waiting for this one the longest. It's kind of anticlimactic. Actually, you know what? That's not anticlimactic. They actually printed it out on the bottom of the box. Like, that's kind of cool. So yeah, it is the Scream Factory Friday the 13th set. I'd missed out on the Halloween one all those years ago, and I knew, Friday being one of my favorite series of all time, I could not pass this one up. So, got a bloody part 4, part 3. I guess it'd be a part 3 because it's bloody up at the head. Really cool artwork there on the front. Listings of some of the special features, and the continuation of that art on the front. Then in here, we've got like a part 1 print. And then that cover art again, which this is all too unwieldy to show here on camera, but you saw the art on the cover of the box. But yeah, really excited to have this in the collection now. This looks like a great set, and I can't wait to dig into the bonus stuff. Alright, so I figured I'd go through these in a little more detail. I will say it's kind of hard to get them initially out of the box. You kind of like tilt it forward, which I can see that being a pain because there's no real place to get your finger in here. So if you have them in a wall of movies or something, like I was kind of planning to, it may be difficult to use this, but whatever. So got our Friday the 13th original here. It is a 2-disc set, and then we do have, as is normal for almost every release from Scream Factory, we do have an alternate poster or artwork for the case. You know what? I think I'm gonna flip this one. So there we have it with the alternative artwork. We got our part 2 here, single disc. I think it's the artwork in here is like one side is the DVD VHS art and the other is like a theatrical poster. So it's just text. I'm going to leave that facing in. And I guess I should go back and say, here's some of the features on there. So 4K scan of the original uncut and R-rated version. We got some commentaries on there. We got fresh cuts, Tales from Friday the 13th, The Man Behind the Legacy, Sean Cunningham, and some like trailers and stuff. Part 2, 4K scan of the original, Inside Crystal Lake Memories, the book, Friday's Legacy Horror Conventions, podcast interview with Amy Steele, and then trailers and stuff. We got our part 3, and then we have that artwork, which I think I'm going to have facing out as well. And I think I am going to take because I think the 3D version here, let's actually see here. So 4K scan of the original, new 3D transfer, audio commentary, fresh cuts, 3D terror, Legacy of the Mask, and TV radio stuff. So this has a 3D transfer that I think is like if you have a 3D TV, which I do not, and I don't think they actually make 3D TVs anymore, or they're rare. So I have the old version where you put on the like red and blue glasses. So I might just stick that disc in here so that I can have a 3D copy should I want it. Part 4, kind of similar to part 2, just like the text alternate side, so I'm not going to use that one. And here we got the 4K scan of the original negative, commentary by Joe Zito and some of the makers behind it, commentary by Adam Green, Joe Lynch, slash scenes with audio commentary, Jason's Unlucky Day, 25 years after Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Lost Ending, theatrical trailer, stills, and more. Part 5, and the inside art is this, if Jason still haunts you, you're not alone. So I'm going to leave that one as well. They've got audio commentary with actors, audio commentary with director, screenwriter, and actors, fan commentary from Adam Green, Joe Lynch, The Beginning, Making of Friday the 13th, Part 5, The New Beginning, Lost Tales from Camp Blood, Part 5, Crystal Lake Memories Revisited, Part 2, theatrical trailer, Stills Gallery. Got our Part 6 here. This becomes where they switch over. Instead of having reversible art, they just have like photos from the movie. It's cool looking, but it's weird that like halfway through this set, we stopped getting alternate covers. So I'm not really sure if they only just had the one poster for this one or what. But then here we've got audio commentary from actors, audio commentary with writer-director, audio commentary with the director, basically like a bunch of audio commentaries on here. Another Adam Green, Joe Lynch one. Jason Lives, Making Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives. Lost Tales of Camp Blood, Part 6. Crystal Lake Memories Revisited, Part 3. Meeting Mr. Voorhees, slash scenes, theatricals, and stills. Theatrical trailer and stills. Part 7. Another one. We just get good old Kane Hodder there in the artwork behind there. Audio commentary by director John Carl Buechler and actor Kane Hodder. Commentary by John Carl Buechler and Lar Park Lincoln and Kane Hodder. Jason's Destroyer, The Making of Friday the 13th, Part 7, New Blood, slash scenes, Mind Over Matter, The Truth About Telekinesis, Makeover by Maddie, A Little Touch-Up Work My Ass, trailer and still gallery. Jason Takes Manhattan, another photo background there, so nothing reversible, really. I mean, you could, but it's not really a cover. So you got commentary with the director, commentary with the actors. New York has a problem making Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan, slash scenes, gag reel, theatrical trailer, still gallery. Jason Goes to Hell. So I was confused when I first saw this because the inside is very similar. So you can see the cover kind of has just text. It doesn't really highlight Jason Goes to Hell on it on the inside version. And the back of it just kind of has like a big picture of Kane as Jason. The back of the actual DVD is a little different with the artwork. And then you can see here they bold out Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. So very similar cases or covers, but different. So both the unrated and theatrical versions, 2K scan of the interpositive. I do not know what the hell that means. Audio commentary by Adam Marcus where he says Hell's Assassins 17 times per minute. New interviews with Adam Marcus where he says Hell's Assassins even more. Additional TV footage with new optional audio commentary with Adam Marcus where he says Hell's Assassins even fucking more. Audio commentary with Adam Marcus and screenwriter Dean Lorey where he says Hell's Assassins more times than I think any human should ever fucking say Hell's Assassins. And a theatrical trailer. Jason X here. We got the kind of standard artwork there on the cover. And I believe it is the same artwork for the cover on the inside. And then the back has that photo on it there of the Marine. And you get KM on the actual back of it here. So interviews with producer Sean S. Cunningham and Noel Cunningham, actress Kane Hodder, and Christy Angus. Commentary with director Jim Isaac, writer Todd Farmer, and Noel Cunningham. The Many Lives of Jason Voorhees, documentary on the history of Jason, By Any Means Necessary, The Making of Jason X. So I don't think there's a whole lot on this one that I don't remember there being. I don't remember the bonus features and all the other ones offhand, but I know this one seems like it's not a lot new from what I remember. Freddy vs. Jason. So the reversible cover is the two of them side by side with just the verses in the middle, which is pretty cool looking. The art in the back is just them fighting each other too, whereas you have this kind of more, I don't know, feels like a more standard shot there on the back for the normal side. So commentary by director Ronnie Yu, actors Robert Englund and Ken Kersinger, deleted alternate scenes including the original opening and ending, featurette gallery covering the film's development, art direction, makeup effects, stunt work and more, visual effects exploration with the creative team, publicity, promo vignettes, Il Nino's How Can I Live music video, and trailer and TV spots. We got the remake here. Inside is the kind of more normal poster of just the mask. So once again, I think that was the theatrical one versus the DVD cover. Most of the, I think that's one of the main girls there. It's a shot of Derek on the back instead with the normal cover. So this one, I know there wasn't many bonus features on the original release. So both the original theatrical version, extended unrated cut, hacking back, slashing forward, trivia track with picture-in-picture, 7 best kills, rebirth of Jason Voorhees, and slash scenes. So I think still not a lot. Sadly, I don't think this movie ever had a lot of special features made about it. And yeah, I guess it's going to stay that way. We do get this bonus material disc. So the reverse is just a photo of Alice dragging her fingers in the water. So we got 2 discs. That's interview with composer Harry Manfredini, new location featurette, Return to Crystal Lake, Making of Friday the 13th, The Friday the 13th Chronicles, Secrets Galore, Beyond the Gore, documentary Slice and Dice, The Slasher Film Forever, documentary Scream Queen, Horror Heroines Exposed, Crystal Lake Victims Tell All, Tales from the Cutting Room, Friday Artifacts and Collectibles, and Jason Forever. So I think on the Halloween set, this was actually like a pack-in with H2, because H2 didn't have a lot, but here it gets its own separate disc. I may be misspeaking about that, but that's what I believe was the case. And then it does come with a little book with various, well, writing and photos throughout the series, so I haven't got a chance to go through this much yet, but I'm sure it's got some interesting stuff in it. Well, there we go. All in its nice little home there. All right, so I got these guys framed. So here is the kind of box art poster here. These are both 24 by 36. So I really love this, just how it incorporates all the different Jasons together in one place. And then here is the other posters. This is just the part 1. So we got Jason grabbing Alice there with Friday the 13th 40th anniversary below it. You can see you got Pamela back there by the house, and then a bunch of the dead bodies mixed in throughout. So it's really nice. I love the colors like of the sky and everything on here. I think it looks really good. So I just got to figure out where I want to put these up.